You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa. You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa.
Assalamu alaikum mbadi lamelaru ngali konton ngali bismillah na Bitilo kiwaro te jangal nal badi malom falli federa ngali konton bi tenango July karotil tan nin sabola benyin sango men kono konton dro kola drong nyardo manding kondata ka knyambe jibelo ko kunta kibaba no botala ning Ebrima Dampha be kacha sot la jang nal hakilo bakan mbadi ngol lokun killing commando jun karotil mwanning kononto la kidyo kita canifing magistrates court kidyo me alonko Buba Jallo wale bakono yemen tumi ko atele ye faro ke latri kunda Germany ay mo faji kaf me ko Ibrahima Njai kera modi malon ko fitale matino atela kidio ker burta nun kanif magistrates court brabe dunkan kidi bungo nyin kono ay manyalu ke manyal me yalon ko ay mo jamalu jahali ay mo jamalu neku ya mo jamalu fanan datu yelering atanyin Ibrahima Njai la Buba Jallo lo manya nal hakilo bakan nga kibaro fon ken wa ko la jenne ay abulolu keni nyala la me alon ko molu ko nindirolem fasaroto wona rek fenti me alon ko ay mo jamalu niyeku ya ay kamfa ko dum sinya folo la Talib Bensouda diamuda walela Talib Bensouda keta modi me alon ko atele nyatun ka ke Unite UMC political party la Gambia banko kam keta modi me alon ko abe banku be abe tuba banku yayo ke kan nyintembenna finti Unite la dingolu kan ibe dawda atenyin tuba bankolu kan atenyin Talib Bensouda ay ben laban soto Seattle Washington jang akeda ben tidamenti alonko adiamuta atenyin Buba Jallo la ka kola waleto ala kiti ana manya men ke kiti bungo men kono mbedu na kono le ñaar demanding mbe kacha sambala nan kacha me alonko Talib Bensouda wala soto Seattle Washington mbe dinkala kono nimmol fanan diamuta wo bengoto Bitilo ma be reje mbeduna mbo fana sambanal na nyaado bari mem follow soto la jannimbo kela wala mu Ebrima Dampha keta moti malon ko ateleka diamu Unite toyala bantala banko kam atele mu la Diaspora Spokesperson de andu executive member la fana mati adabe patiola kuntiol konole ning Ebrima be mem fana jibe la kakaja wala mu atenyi pati nyaton ko la nying tuba banku tamoti abe menke kan ka finti patio dingolu kan anin ku goto men yalon ko wolle be dendi la patiola Dampha nge konton nge bismillah sebuleni mol senyo kontom nin konton dro botala nga katabato jibe ke kunta kibaro la ngamen sore jaw kola ngana abla kacha kono Dampha manke lundande bismillah Dampha
Vale, baraka bake, comme il faut en faire un manque de temps de jang, nada no jang signa kilenten signa flati, pour la moral fenko durante tout Ibrahim lati Dampha, dans le UMC Diaspora Liaison and Spokesperson, be sabatering London Sade Konaja. Allah baraka and thanks for joining us.
Abaraka bake mbari ngolu kaliyama nyamen wole mu Ebrima Damphati Unite la Diaspora Liaison aning spokesperson manam nin kumu ateleka diamu patio toyala ila bulolu men yalan ko lebe fataring dunia kono na kundo kibaro lu mbadi ngolu mbo folo la menna wala mu kibarti membe dending katakolla banko opposition be menke kan kaje ko de yeso nyokam e mokilin tambindi nyin kate finala menkere nyin coalition kachati me yalan ko wala be ke kan Gambia banko kam na kankularo men soro kabo kafo bulu membe coalition kafu nyomo nyaton ka kan menketa coalition task force mediation committee professor Yerombalo men nyaton kaya wolel dunko ibe jimamul karamtan la silan ko ibe flag biara tomban August karotil seola ibe tombon kela mula August karotil seola me alan ko wole be tomban na kanyaton kake ni opposition coalition sunye ko ngala me alan ko wole simfal be tamakan ni tembenna nal hakilo bakan na Bitilo programme to jannemu atanyim professor Yerombalo nala kacha kono kankula ko July karotil tan nin kilingole nyanta kala no lunti lungo me alan ko ibe lankena makela ila coalition kafo nyaton kola bara itani je ko wato ko nata du ikan nyala me atna famfo wolungote bulanola akosilan ye lungo men tombo wala mu August karotil sewri tanyin professor Yerombalo ala kibar kato fanan kono itani je ko silan akoy lanyin badim bun kacha me alan ko be wala ke kan ka futa dula me alan ko ako ay hakil tusi baki ako ko katun kolbe mesiaring ako saintengi be men kacha kam wole mu ibe ila ibe tombon kele nyamin kunkilin nala nyaton ko la nyamin bari fanan ibe sembo fanan tala no la nyamin patiyol dammangol tema anim fanan nin carte few botala ila kulu nyanta la bulo mento akoy bo temboldo anda ko mu ku mesem wo mu wati mesem bati wo dalilo kambala kabe sesiro kela political party yolu bela anen political kafolu men bebe nyin kacha kono pour ise hakilo de se diamu ila party dingol ya ni la kafu dingol e se ike kuy fokumol to e kana tara kibar bundal to anin kene baldo e be bulala nyola be nyo kaja fila atani je ko nyantale nga hakilo to wora ko kadu ni woketa asa tinano le famfo kata ko men be soto kam kono to la nin badi mbum wolu ise senko mo soto no woto atani je ko Gambia bondi ako nyantole mu banko dingolu bekan andu political party yol nyantale yake banko dingol la ko kamba ako dalilo kambala e kan manyan na sonna kuye dum e damangol tema mense yin sonya kon sendi koma yin kuma kotongolu ay wolle sata bari men koeta wala mu ko silan august karoti liseo la lemu e be tombon kala mo wala membe nyaton ka kala opposition coalition la e be menso kan nyokam Gambia banko kam yin tembenna nimbaro nga jibe ke kibar la membe dending kuma kan la menu bota alfa bado bul membe do ko kekan do ko bunate kaf me ko natib ate dun ye mem fasari wala mu National Agency Against Trafficking in Persons akara do ko bunate me alon ko e to kam menkele wala mu ate nyin tajirintiadi menkala molu kan ay ka molu menuta ke yolonde findindi la banko lu kan ke samba banko katanudo e kata ku mana wolu le kan je ka dulu joyandi ka tilimbali akol ke dolla nenew kan kibaro la je ko natib mem felentin Gambia e ko ila sidi bojang atele diamuta ko dola me alan ko seleta wole kan membe den University of the Gambia student no dola ako musole mu ako ya nene to findindi tenne ya bondi Gambia ka samba Oman ako biriba samba ka woro men ya samba je ya nene men na wole mu ko do ko wole ba batu kan je e kay ko ni nata nga doku kendelo soto jam mbeke la manager ti hotelo do Oman banko kanje ay tani je ko birin ako musundi ngoni fanga jam fatala university karandingo fanga karango fanga tole ay o betu je ay ni Oman silota tata ako bar bilata raje ya lahidi menna amam fengo fentara je ako men ya samba je ya nene fa ya samba akata be je le dron a je lunkiling a nyaayele loptanor abe laring loptan laran kanje a tarafan fo ya balo upper ya balo sufo dolu bonda kono ye même fon ka jato la mo malon bara dindingo nyin ko atenyin natip lañi kiskis la etani nyamena e kata sitela nyaayele loptanor bela nyaayele loptanor ko docteur le ndeka mu nekk jang wol kay ko ibulata accident wala kono wala si jang akako ko hani accident mante si jang ndeni mambula accident kono nde kendole nata jang nimmen be silo kan ngo hakilo wol be male fem mante si jang wo kono le mu nataje ko yara fang ye fango do lel bondi a sufolu ye wolel bondi a jato kono ko kibaro le aytan nyamen yaytan je ko dinno nyin ako nyin manna wati e ko wati danta wo ko kola na rafa e ko wati nyin sidi ay nyon ko masifalu sara be ngono to ECOWAS parliament be meng simfa tamakan Gambia ya be ngoso to brika male i los be nyin hamo mumendi wole mo kamolu nya fanundi kamolu nya yelendi nyon nener sifal la men yalon ko dolu kake e kam molu muta sa ko dindingol nin sunko dindingolu ka kumolu foye ke lahidi do ko la ke nene ke findindi ni tata e ka kumana wol ke la e ke joyandi dol fongo be je ke bula wala kan ya kono je ko kibaro le aytan nyamenna ni mboro to mbadi ngol nga jibe ke kibaro do fana nga men soto jam membe dending kuma kan wala men bota businessman political commentator bulu afonkera politician bari ka fay ko panjay grigara e ka tele dandaralo ke National People's Party la NPP president Adama Barrow la party yo membe kulo kam pour e kana jutu keba mari bojan sembola andi se hakilo to ala kodo bage e kare nyim panja e grigara e kare fomu president Adama Barrow face à lalati ata dunko anyaay harmadi ngo menje e ma beta ata nyim ba mari bojan na buvazon bengoto ako nyanta kala kulati men nyanta ka NPP ni president Adama Barrow si kundile ako mama kande ya jambela politiko tinya nyamen aka jigital ko pa madi bojam fana keba madi bojam fana se keno atanyin NPP fana wo nyamale ko ayten ni nyamena ata diam do sanda ñu sepale ako keba madi bojang ako mole mealon ko ay politiko du mono baake memmo grassroots politician odi ka findi molu kan ka molu kafunda ma ka a barako be ya batu walto anda ko dalilo kambala baro nyantale ye hakilo to ala ko do bake ako president adam baro manyen na sila a mutako kol be sone yalale a tani je ko ako keba madi ye menke sibidi lungo akat la miro to wala fon siata Talib Bensouda na la UMC moli men fintindi ilawo patio jombo wato tadu diya tani nyamena nyin kuma kotangulu wollel sata ka itandi ko keba madi mu molati mealon ko NPP nyantale ye hakilo to ala ko do bake Gambia for all political party même mu GF80 ikafo meye ko bibi dabo e parti men nyaton ka wollel dun ko be sasiro kala president Adama Barola pour ise sonko imake ku andun iboytale atoni auditor general Modou Cissé la kitio me alan ko kala Supreme Court atani je ko e kana songo dam ma fananna bari kiti bungo e melle kan akabe sasila pour ise bara wala atani auditor general Modou Cissé atala kitio teta nyi lokuntam lan kono a gagneta kiti bungo Supreme Court ya itandiko mansakunda ya bundi nyamen anin sila manta ina da kodi bala mansakunda kan purisa juso nyabu o karola nimboro nga jibe ke kibaro dola membe den kuma kan wala men bora Talib Bensouda bulu atele ko anin la Ousainou Dabo temo ako bunyani hormo dam mala beje ako fitna teje ako tonyale jam fata nyolale bari ako fitna mantare tema ako bunyani hormo dam mala be tema ni benda ila kolu be ka den wala la kata diya tan nyame kata nyin kuma kan sifalu sada kacala to anin Gambia talent ye men soto wari soto nun commando mbadi ngolu be kum faro kela na kunto kibaro li jibe wala jannar sela me demanding ni mortanan ko nga fanyame nga Ebrima Dampha soto jam nabe kacha sutun soto la ninna la kacha botala drum mbina jibe kela Talib Bensouda e bengomen soto Seattle Washington jam ay kuma kangol menu sata woto anin nim patio dingo dul fanan diamuta men yalon ko lel mabeta wo bengo nyinto Talib adabe kuma kangol kono menu sata woto kuma jamalu men yalon ko nyaatu mandin sedunno wol kono le bari alba kalam tala ko ala diamo sembe ma fanan dikita nyin dead penalty la ko le Gambia banko kan nal hakilo ba kan ak chabe ke kan Gambia la nyin tembenna men yew sabu wala mu nyin far jamalti men be ke kan Gambia wato wati faro lo be molu so la jam Talib ya kan wala fa wala kan ay men sata wo dead penalty la ko al Canada handulato nim murtanan alba akiso so Mbadingolu ko nga fo nyameng nga Ebrima Dampha Surjang Ebrima Dampha le mu UMC Unite la Diaspora Spokesperson ta ka diamu ito ala tuba bankolu kan ya Dampha ngi bismillah programo do lafa nga kacha so damando karum ko nga fnya man ke lundan jambari mfamare sot la jande demanding kabring tumo men na United registration no soto ni man diamu lafa nga kacha follow wala to nataje chocho siata diamo siata silanal sotota kumol fanam fota dol bafala alter register la carte fo binara dun ko da tambi United register but nataje ko al register finally IEC ye political party palaso sika makamo sika yala UMC kan ninkumu UMC ye saro mendani nun kayela makake political party IEC sondalale la fanga kacha folo woleto isafo mole nyin nakuma be nyaadile alla political movement oye anin fanan ay mum falin kulu asa wolel wuluno alla patio anin ka politika kafu mem unite
Fali baraka bake inin karo kumata bake komi ya fanyamen talong Ibrahim Damfati so nying registration ko mu pult mi yalan ka kumata bakele ndolya ndolla miro registration o wala fenti mi yalan ko wala na legitimacy approve pour ka lo political party to yal to nyala meta program jama keta ni meta event jama organize la mi yalan ko coming political party dol fon ka organize no bari obe ko la ngal jiko soto ko ni atara register ta ole bengana ma ko la pour kan agenda wa fi an pour ko molle jiki ko ni mu political party mi yalan ko man na feala andon mo jama fala mi je sako gambe non mi yalan ko ilaftan na yenna leader support yenna agenda support bare mi yatina e man fintu non kan support ka ke la ka funyo yaken itandin tolla mi wolon because man register non but sai o registration min beta beta sa keta idandi ko sai be join tale ayna number gana increase in the ayna number la fa babakel so registration ñu kumata back and I en content back and be IC tentula be jayla kela do ko ñimal tentu ka jay meta basura batro meta even though ngalon ko nga requirement be soto bari nga patient falan soto kandu ngalon ko patio dol bi jemi yalon ko meta yela registration ni man requirement be no ni ajibe lumu na bentola kayto dila ne ni patio mina kayto din o kabi pado be la kayto dun en tol nena ko singa mira ko political patio lo so nin tol falan fiti tanga kayto so tanga patio lo within 6 months and registration so omu kontan ku balti omu nyala ma ku balti be gameno tentlo ba ay si falan tentlo
so ila miroto alla yela mo kake political party ri ase mung falin kulle wuluno sign now that it has taken place
falin ku jama because so many activities me along perhaps watamo nta kila no before in a name of a political party sign sake no political party watamo nimbe rally la hani maybe me permit organize la nka permit kila as a movement sign nimbe permit request la mbakela as a political party watamo obviously nga branch also to nga wings also nga bid also in every nook and cranny banko dula beto bari be ke commandi no ko political party biro but sign local ka identity ko be political party biro te time party call party as emblem will be man fintino anata abe mbulu baramang approve no sa be ata approved and mi falam kumata ninkata election wala time natar misafe no mar register bitano independent ba sai register bitana patio to yalla as unite patio mi ko political party long coming party ko to be nyami Gambia so I advantage to the bakele and then I mark with bakele science and thing momin kafutan kang akontano water back.
Amazing. In fact, in political opposition party from la so nyoka ngam fanam kachabe caring. I think I cannot dia lajele because nunto mol ka jele ko okay al mu political kaful al manke political party di. But saying Dampha la fanga damentu jibe ko nga fa nyamin alla pati nyaton ko memu Talib Bensouda di a findita patio dingol kan janne Washington jang Seattle ndol fanga bes damento yende fon invite bango nyintole bunya wartan kam findita jele ntara jele mabeta jele nga mol jele mol findita and then bangol sorata domorol keta and then everybody was happy so lafake inyininka menna ñing banku yayo mi alon ko Talib Bensouda bo wala ke kan pati nyaton ko alla pati nyaton ko ñin tembenna ahamo mune Talib bulindi anim fanan ila miroro fo ahamo mendi fabol soto kan bang ñing ben la bon ngala no ka be ngodol sutla ñanta menu ke la ñanta tala New York le janabe bol tala wodo janabe nanu Seattle jangabe nu Atlanta but so far fo al ila miroro anim pati la miroro fo meyo wulita men kamba abowol dolu je kan ne bangala ñing bengol bella ben dantangol men alam ka wolle soto tay
falle baraka bak ilo ñin karo kuma betata bak mbi falanten la ke jay pour kana invitation ñin ka ono kana kan join alan ko be busy bakele ni la dimbal or yo be filije kana kafun kan na Seattle meet and greet discussion to be ton be jay la ni mo ko tongol be mi yalan ko be United Mandara United be yo be woni mabe so yalan ndolla patio anin na patio nyaron ko njikita diaspora la bak no diaspora hormange bunya bak wala tane fengo fendi nimba kala nka diaspora nka bulal at the center of it ni nata jibe even in the national executive diaspora representation so the diaspora even if you look at our structure we have a diaspora wing wala tane ni ba ku ndol ba ku ga hanna fundraising diaspora ka ko ni nyaton kaya because diaspora la na falon na Gambia banko kam especially election la kalora anin halama ke election barana economy anin na social life on so wala tina ngani miro soro ko bawon tadal fo na political party yolo ba kumala falam pour kata nin diaspora mol ni singa kacha pour coming a foy ntolla intentional minti baran kana dawo falan na bar pour meyo falan sa foy ase nyinen karo ke bulu ay to lafta minela pour coming banko la falen wala ani to lafta min ni united nata united be talano nyato nyani ani falang ne atra ale de man kamin nyine masaya nga soro itol diaspora bala flamin la member change la Gambia. So it's a kind of meet and greet to whereby any more meet and more of it is impromptu. Amanko is some of these things are not even planned. Katral tale rek dan na futa da katara o dole aje okay al ngam meet and greet and events kala mol kana ba fala ko to lafta nyina la dol fala mbaji nen kala iko lafta kala nyaadon ko ni te kala nyaadon ko be mun mine dilan tolla be mun plan sur diaspora. So abida kan ku baba kele meet and greet toning it's abida kan nyaming we don't form my expect ko abe successful laten because some of the places abida kan dami even told the whole kan dami places like California we were not even thinking on nimeo futaji event organizer event but no Atlanta falang the same thing even though it was pre-planned but my expect ko warala wal nyam Seattle falang the same thing and then nina da cross ndola nying toning afaratal ni nata political party dol jibe ni kata America kata la kilinot but ndol malla fi wala sirano Atlanta da manga fo mol be nananje wala laftala meyo sitano dawdanding America sade kon mi yalan ko gamenol bi jani e kacha pour donc akana party wafia para si lamoy dol fal lafta minna wede party ko no mi mantra party ko ne lafta minna banko kan asa karebulu and wo karawnya sa fena unite ina falansa ji no ko karawni ba la fano le la patio la tama nyaka nyadi pour ni tara keta nyaton ko say live winter inshallah in December 2026 is a falen do kino mi yalan ko atakala Gambia da mari bara ga Gambia in diaspora bel so on content bakala and na to nyi jikita ko abe successful in babake.
So molu findinya aliyo je nyadi for wayal wasale bang because for a place like Seattle ko yalo nyaming UDP traditionally wale sembo sura jang ni UDP parti jaton ko nata ben ola jang jama mol ka findi nyamen do la cross ro futa je ko UMC in Talib mo nyong mol sura. I have seen those arguments online you know and ntebe njele to be fair ndeka même fo mole wala muko UMC is a new movement to nyala UDP traditionally la meeting olo ye menu sura Seattle wala Seattle wolungo studio de ndenga menjeje bari fanam ngamen for drone wala muko it's something new. This is probably the very first meeting you know, but nonetheless la fake nyininka menna alla party la reaction officially, you know, what do you make of, are you happy with the turnout al mol men ka findinan kana anim fanan yemo soro ka mol jabi men ko okay al na rasiatu le alla meeting o man tako tumando baral se la fala nyamen kadu mol man findi a nyama. What is your response to that?
Onyin karo kumare ba ndolla ji ko mumindi wala na meeting onyin it's a very successful na targeted audience among even unite gold damat ndol wo meeting we were not even looking forward to pruka unite gold damat because milbe patioto fa pare mil yalan ko matra patioto ibe open mind link pruka join patioto wala pruka ay lamo jumal kala mo min sa Gambia samano all be we are invited there. So we are not even looking at one number kafoko nyul be mun number ngajel ko molo me an ko nati lamo en and at this point ngalon ko political comparison in terms of number in that scenario amu fenel bi alan ka man realistic ni nata Gambia jibe kabin Gambia baya wulu political leader nene manke political party leader nene manke election win mi alon ka mi don ke soyaro president jamme nene ma mi don ke soyaro atel ka win Adama Barama meeting ke Seattle atel kabin milka meeting ke Seattle ne ya mole gagner man gagner so kata Seattle kan no ma jama so dos no min ko be election winner anu mol nyanda mi understand na mbato folal ni across milbe ka ndol unite ma ka foko ha unite man number so itol min ka meeting ke Seattle amaka ko mu Seattle chapter among ko Seattle chapter US chapter la meeting be ka US chapter wala kanaji America be la ka midji dol bi ko Europe le dol bi ko America other parts na jointe dol dum we said only Seattle chapter ni nato with la meeting on jibe be mi min jël mi yalan ko man tara Seattle e boto America banko dol to wala bara European banko ise continue na be kala clinti wala fula man tama defan quand maybe Yunus for manda Seattle renda Atlanta la sera na ko lamma mojije mi yalon ko safo ko amari bota America sati dol da nataje so mu Seattle damal so ni taka America banko bela kafo mil bela partiore e ko compare ndo la Seattle chapter to already inyante la patio jibila bakel perhaps anyara ka regime miyatina ye mira dalilo miya na ite buka ganye no presidential election so bandol buko mira baga o president o comparison on mira alonko e man na faso buka mira on ka mira na December 2026 election and be ganye la nyami be banko fal na nyami.
No, I think Dampha menkat na I guess Seattle la kuoka for demanding, especially among the diaspora. Gambiano men nanga mo fanam bejang abe lafa kan demanding. And
So,
traditionally fanan ka jele ko come in political party or nada ika kodi inin kodi jamala ka bojang. I think UDP at one point spoke for almost $100,000 or something close to that. Iko inane also from one of their events. Talking about money, Ali Jelle so far, how much have you guys raised so far?
okay.
A lot, because I also understand that it's fundraising fanamba kwenye konole. Moyo be findikane kapati yo dingo je kela moyo mula, but albe kodo fanan kafun kanjele. How is that going?
So Seattle is not specifically fundraising; it's meet and greet. Nina Rajiwe, the only event we plan to make fundraising the whole on the London chapter. Most of these other things is meet and greet. Yalo mbugala fika verify back, but in fact, political party milka rally ke Seattle. Ika foko ngani nanga molo sota. Amanga mole ka kodo dilet ol be mu pledge solid. If party ol jidenga million ko ika foko $100,000 wala nga $10,000 or $10,000 kola e jelle collect. Natre be koilema. I need 25% if you got collect. That's not over million lang go. I pledge £1,000 or £50. If I don't pay, no one cares. I'm not going to go and collect that. You can mold in Kala. If you contribute like Patur, if you contribute near a base of a mobile to say more mask, calculate. It's not cash at hand, it's not cash at bank. It is an imagination cash. Well, and at the end of the day, near Yinka, Alin pledge soul in beer collect. Ale, you can't find it. So, we want to be very realistic. We want to be very realistic, and then at the end of the day, dollar fundraising, if I'm going to fundraising less than 1 week, $10,000 at least in Colobon. A particular Jamaican, Sanjitan, net fundraising, I can 3 months, and $5,000 if you got one. So, could you go? I malafik and Gambia opposition party compare ni mandra level clear fa momo ngayla for modi latro o fenel wi ala go malafika do water bag bari comme defan alo fo nyame I agree with you
al ni mandra level clean
no but if only position party of fango lone nge horma baake nge lonne but if
talking about that as a side note, who funds the Jumaleka UMC fund? Is it the Bensouda family primarily, Talib family? Because that's also one question menkana molla mine kono. And then Yafala Kokoriku and them problem they are mantra on the same level, which is interesting. So just quickly UMC la funding kabo mindo.
Yeah, so dollar funding kabo na membership loto and then funding kabo Gambians loto in and out of the country. But like they quickly be from agree na Gambia mo buga si ka foko dollar patio carrying karega korodin. Amanga ko fenti mi yalan ka jawera personally I think ko anyanda kalal I think ko nim mo ka kudu la se political party anyanda findila but sai banko nyimbe nyaale mi ba mo be hayn la pour ka kudu dila ite si ye kudu di mo le na findi ko ngani kudu di opposition party nga opposition party jana mi yalan ko kabring masakunda yalan ko carding kudu dila ina re la business ultinya nyabideka so ntol ka fundraising ol kele mi yalan ko go for me those are public accounts within 1 week 2 weeks nga $10,000 when we have people and they love Unite, they contribute towards Unite in and out. Bensouda family, they don't Iman can dollar primary sponsor. We're very proud. We have somebody from them and calling a leader because the family they're dealing with the Kenda Banco Bayolo, but among go dollar party magically told the African sponsor no dollar membership all magically wall and more cotton and Gambia they are in and out of the country.
Amazing. Mbari ngolu ning Ebrima Dampha bejang ateleka diamu UMC Unite Talib Bensouda la political party yo toyala bantala banko karola amemu Diaspora Spokesperson ti na atele bejang ka kacha ke Unite party nyaton kola tubabu banku yayo la be menke kan nyinta mena Dampha lafta nke nyininka mena saying wole mu kumaka ngol timini yalon ko Talib Bensouda wala sata o bengo nying alhamdulillah ta kuda ko ngafanyam and one point ye mem fanam fo which I also want to attest to mbejele ni molu diamutale a few of them nga dole interview dole beje kacha kono ten mo jamal beje ika mem fanya wala muko natale with an open mind to listen natale nta fola ko mbejanne mantra jang bari natale dron kala moy ka jibe munebe mutari meyo bulu ani UMC la mol I have witnessed that firsthand defon kundingo ni mol la kacha kono ngo sede ya jele so bengo nyum fanan ko ngafu nyamen it went well diamol fadaje fokuda kebama Ibrima Diba ay kumakan kandolu jolenje so tubando bado fanan atul men kabula na platform no ala diamolu mbo fanan be findindi la moli ne sala moy ay kumakan kandi brimbal jolenje bari kana talib la kolto kumakan olto ala kacharo diamol kono ay kukilim fo wakera fendi malon ko lafta ngaloje demanding ay fenjamale fo a diamuta unite la lo Kenya la unite be loring tunkngolu menu kan anim fana ni unite nata membe hamoto ka falingo menke mara nya kendolu ananyum fensifa kotongolu unite ye ferol men soto Gambian diaspora ya dun tawol be konole bari anata diamu fanam nyin death penalty ko nata ke fendi malon ko akobe chocho kan abe diamu kan Gambia banko kam mendu yo sabu death penalty wala mu komen kam mo fa ko luaya la nyamen misal fe nim moye kuke men luwa manta ye samba kito la yela kito ke fo ya bang inate boy ko inyante fala la ko luaya la nyamen Talib Bensouda diamu ta ko la me yitandi ye wala mu ko ako ate kunningo among death penalty fasa bara ko fenna fana mu mealon ko ama bay bake sako fongo ni jibe ke nyin kol bela men yalon ko wala be ke kan banko kan nyin tembenna nyaata do man ning Talib Bensouda même fon fo nyin death penalty la ko do mba pilela bari Dampha njigita ko ye bengo nyin yalla moyle ye kacha nyin la moyle ana kuma kan men for about the death penalty so la fake nyin kan men exactly muna mu Talib hamodi muna atinna ay nyin death penalty quota aya sika ka diama kola kala miro faje anin patio la miro anayla lodula nyin death penalty ko be lari nyame iso fo mole ngana dungi kacha kon ila michael be mirine
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry about that. Baraka bake woni ni karo kumata back. So ni na rajibe mi at na in topic of informata is because of the issues me happening in Bangkok. Mo fa be siar in Gambia Bangkok tajinte ya be siar in Boyenkango be siaring mo fala mol kaje ko mi mu fenel mi an ko Gambia non man sila mo fala sai kaje ko se mo fa no kude no la je wala se mo fa no e be mutala sinya kilim fula ye samba prison na mi re ebula wala ta mero ala ko la fa nyindula and then recently ngajela mi alon ko ay mofa amandan ka mofa de bari police ba sama kan kitio wo kono ka mol nen ka blue itandi mol la mi itandi ko ben ndiro la wala family biti yalo be yalo ko fe mandi mi wot ilam ini min danta baklem fakle wala ka funyo wala to mo ya muta niyo bondi bala firin kan amandan ka niyo bondi ba sama kan pour ka kiti ka kondibo o kola ka lo akete fawnen aka bulela wakiti la ngaje ko no ka be continue wo be kala mendi wala Gambia be kala jongul mo ba yelo ko nena mo fa jani dia mo be salam fala nga mari fa kantung ni amuta kude no laje so wala na me yala voice ki and I mean fam ko kukutati ami dan de wala Gambia mol ka fala don death penalty, let's bring back death penalty, but death penalty bi jela fa pareta whether it's been enforced or not wala ko but death penalty bi jela be ngaje yang ko toure mutajane ya mutaya sentence to death. We've seen other people they've been sentenced to death. But death penalty in fact enforced about enforced. That's the question. Mary mean for all uncle, you move and me unite are considering to have it as a topic of discussion to see what kind of punishment or around what new punishment or abikela no nyadi o minni nyanda ke memba tinala nyin tajirinte ya anin mo fawe bankoka because Gambia kono sa en fali mo kilinda ma wala safe mo kilinda ma wala secure wala adama barodi o kola mo Gambia man secure adama baroda ma secure because atelo mosro mi yalon kala kantaral man ka Gambia ndingol fo kantaral bi banda wala ta ka mol mi mara moti je men secure ita tano mo nyapi kan ayla mo wala taibul ita ta ka imam mo kuke mo la eso muro la ifa fengo fendi mi yalon ko ila niyo se bon ila dimbal niyo se bon sitari la bungo de man kuke mo ina ila bun kate bunda kata nyapi kan mo te bola kan so atli male asembo warta bakele so fenet mi yalon ko example nyanda ka sedle to as a deterrent factor because niaje lual be kalo banko lual mimbije lual buka lo pour danko donc mol punish lual the main reason why banko ka loss is as a deterrent factor because mo kajel ko ni lual kari wolo bije ni nga ni mo kar fa ni nebekan but ndol be ajel ko ni lual bije still a manke deterrent factor perhaps it's even a motivational factor pour ka mol fa so we jarta de pour ko ka ko ni revisit ka jibe mun ni min nyanda ke pour ni tajirente ya ani ni jawya ani ni mo fambe kerim banko kam ay boje wala na meyo yo stance nim for and wala unite fala na stance
ko ya fanya men death penalty be Gambia le bari wo nyama fanan president Adama Barrow la man sakunda ya den nin ko moy ka fme ko moratorium yi wala landa kan ko aben na loi ko nyama man sakunda nin Gambia banko dingoli ye fansasi le ko nte death penalty tamandila ba dennale ni momo la kitio kundu ko nyande fala le man sakunda te fala tumando ba do sela wo kiditi ota yela mandika ke wen kesi do wala bunjawdo bari talib ko UMC be mira kan alale wo be me itani ko wolem ko what is sinole UMC afuko okay we are supporting the death penalty alnga death penalty murunang ni molu boy nge fa ko lo afu nyame so itala alla miroro muna nyanta ka ke for UMC ajikode sign the sobe the death penalty should come back to Gambia. What would it take essentially for UMC to support the full enforcement of the death penalty in the Gambia?
Yeah, come here for Nyame. There is a moratorium, or perhaps you call it a withhold about it. Yeah, I know that is on humanity basis because obviously ni penalty kasoro ni lual katara banko kan banko buka enforce because they look at the humanity side of things and sometimes falang death penalty if something it cannot be revised na atra misal fe mo so fast down asio down ni na ra long kate man faro is a revise no but ni na ta mo fa and ata ko kate market there is no way you will correct that perhaps some of those reasons will at na death penalty mol buka enforce amaka Gambia la banko jama but the same min katina mol buka enforce wala at least loi min bije akakel as a deterrent factor but nyin ko be falan kola ni mol betlo mol fala do mol betlo mol be fala do Gambia no da fa ko de maka wel Gambia death penalty bije bari buka mo fa mo mi alan ko e mo fa ni pare de gesa ma tout le banko mol leke contani to leke simani to leke da samani perhaps mol to worry so we will start considering it if it did not stop. As a party and as the mayor, the reason why he said this is because he wants Gambians to know ko ita lola ye mol fa mi alanga man kutera bala friunka yeta scot free. That's why I knew for. And I'm definitely as a party we consider it because Malafika Banko de mi alanga it's going to be a jungle, the survival of the fittest, where it's a blown or it'll some water morena baka ya kan kundu kuden already. So definitely ni more fun in Tilimbali abo continue Bangkok. In a way me alanga man control so that man stop no. The best way to do it is to uplift. Not the best. One of the things to consider is to uplift the moratorium, you call it or whatsoever. At least exemplar is set. No, kita mol baje ko je to ha to nya ninga mo fa nyi ne because ni mo fa to nya ja ja menal ko be ko time atel ka mol fa allegedly but mol buka pour mo fa ka kele bramansia anu ngajel miat na mol buka hanyi mo fa la time ka jel ko ne mo fa rek jamme be fa la ne mo fa rek jamme be fa la akatina janibe mo fa fan kele ke mirat ndela ni mo fa it just equates to killing myself. So akatina la mol katina ibuka ke it wala nan ko law should be there as a deterrent factor. It should not just be there to punish people. So if a law that is in place is not serving the purpose of deterrent, then therefore you need to revisit it. Ilwa fena mi alan ka correct abe mol deterrent.
Abaraka bake Ebrima Dampha mbadi ngolu wole mun na lunta hodi bi wato en so nyina nala kacha kono ke jay ke tentu bake wato menta ka kafuma Bitilo to jang to membe moy kan radio to albe moy kan vibes FM Ebrima, thank you very much indeed ko nga fa nyame mbadi ngolu silam be tenten na kamenke wole mu ka jibe ke kachala men sorota Seattle America banko kanjang Washington kono Talib Bensouda ning ala patio Alpha Badulu wolu ning UMC dingo molu findita nyokan ye bensoro mabeta je ning Talib ngalla moy Talib la kacala bari nim molu fanan diamuta molu men yalon ko wolel mo patio dingoti ato Seattle kono je al ngalla moy kaca nyina
I was from UDP I'm an ex-UDP member. But the reason of supporting Talib is I believe that change can only happen through Talib, right? The borough has 2 terms, then 2 terms. But Talib is the only party that can take our borough. That's my belief. That's why I come to UMC.
Amazing.
Right? With UDP, we tried with UDP, he did not want. No problem. So we said give chance to somebody else, and then give it a go and see how best we can get borough out. Well, we expect the mayor to tell us what is the vision for Gambia. Because in as much as we want change, right? But we want to see what he can offer Gambia. And I'm hoping that today he will deliver us what we can get for Gambia. My message to them is have an open mind and come and listen. And that's my message. Come and listen and then have an open mind.
Back a newcomer the political, but this movement, I'm a supporter, a newcomer into that. I support the young man. Cover I may a first term, second term, and covering a branch of from UDP. I decided to follow him there. I'm an independent. I've supported other forces, but I'm a full other. Because I live in KMC also, I have a place there. Najala, Progress UPJ, Development UPJ, all of them also. A little bit in GDC.
TDC.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there for a year as the deputy. I like the leader.
You like the leader?
Not so much party body, but the individual person is a successful man. And also successful politician. And I've seen his work. I want to hear from him directly what his plans are for our country.
Amazing.
How he intends to, if he runs for president and God help he win, but he just do for our country, for the young people.
Amazing. Amazing. So you're excited about the crowd you mentioned so far?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
My greetings to the president of the Seattle chapter, Mr. Usman Sisi, and all his executive members. What a tremendous job. Today, you have done something very massive. You have planted a seed that will blossom in the coming days and in the future. The turnout today for the first ever chapter meeting or chapter program is incredible. And I know to next year, 2027, I will return here as head of state of the Republic of the Gambia. And I know we will not fit in this hall. Maybe we will go for the Seattle Stadium. My greetings to the media and press that are here. Some very old friends. I would like to acknowledge Saini Marena of Alcamba Times. Sometimes he puts not so nice stories about me out there, but I'm a Democrat. My regards to Mr. Ebrima Sonko of the Dialectic Space. Today I had an interview with him, and inshallah it will be played next week. I also want to acknowledge Pa Usman Diouf. He's an old friend, and again, my condolences for the loss of your dear wife, who was a friend to all of us. I cannot go on without acknowledging just a few people. In my politics, I don't want to naming names because it's a very dangerous game. But I will have to acknowledge just a few. Antindei Drame, my mom, representing the Drame Kunda and the Jamme Kunda families here. Mom, I love you. Thank you for coming and standing by my side. Madam Chilel Jawara and Kineki Jera, representing the Jawara Kunda family here. The best of sisters,
They always advise, call, and support me. Thank you for all that you do. And of course, my wonderful host, Madam Jainaba. Madam Jainaba Singate Diba. You see, I don't come to Ebrima's house because of Ebrima. I come to Ebrima's house because of Jainaba. She always takes care of me. And she knows exactly the food I like. Thank you for the warmth of your home and your wonderful children and family. Maimuna, Amina, Mohammed, and Chaku. Thank you for being my friends while I stay with you. Madam Kinte, Unite Executive Member, based in Seattle. She absconded to Seattle, but we need you back in the Gambia. Of course, Mr. Sidi Kinde. You see, I have a very interesting story about Uncle Sidi Kinde. You know, Ebrima told me, let's go visit my uncle. This was 2 days ago. I said, no problem. Innocent visit. As soon as I arrived, Mr. Sidi Kinde has a lot of papers on his table. So, naturally, I thought maybe he's doing his business or this is personal documents. Tom Kaita Mila. I arrived and Mayor, Sija. The first introduction, I have questions for you. Manako, okay, go ahead. I have written all of them. So all those papers were 30 questions that Uncle Sidi Kinde had handwritten. So I spent 2 hours in his house sweating, trying to answer his questions. So now whenever I see him, I panic. Manako, I hope you didn't bring questions from me today. Thank you, Uncle Sidi, and thank you for your kind contributions. I'd like to also acknowledge Uncle Sergio Pantaboya. It's a pleasure to have you within our midst. And of course, our wonderful brother of the night, Ebrima, says, the good Yaya Jamme and his wife Bintu. We thank you for coming. Of course, the sister of the night, Janke Jan. Thank you for your support and contributions. Uncle, my brother Lailo, him and his wife are the couple of the night. Thank you for your support. Mr. Ablailo has been supporting the movement from the day it was announced. He was one of the first to contribute back in October. So I have to acknowledge that and thank him for his kind support. Of course, my dear mother of the night, who is also my mother, Malo Dabo, who came to my house and adopted me as her son. She called me that she has to go for Umrah. She couldn't be here, but we thank her for the representation and we thank her for the donation through our good auntie. I know it is very late, but I just have to say a few words about Unite as a political party and our dear country, the Gambia, which is hurting at the moment. Unite has come to rescue the Gambia. We have built a political party based on principles. Principles we believe are missing in governance in the Gambia. The first is patriotism. Is something that is missing in Gambian politics. When you come to America, the first thing you notice is this is a country that loves itself. These are citizens that love their country. From the way they treat their environment, to their citizens, to everything they do. It's not perfect, but you know they love their country. Every day in Gambia, this is something that we see missing. And that's why the first word in Unite is Unite for Nation. The second word in Unite is integrity. This is a key ingredient missing in Gambian politics. If we do everything with truth, in governance, in public office, no matter what department, I think nation building will be easier. Unite wants to bring integrity in Gambia government. The third is transformation. Unite for transformation. If Gambia is to end poverty, if Gambia is to uplift its people, we must be ambitious in our agenda. Our grandparents were born in poverty. Parents are born in poverty. People are in poverty. Their children are born in poverty. I think that should end, and Unite will end that. That's why we say Unite for transformation. They say system change, miro falling. We change our mindset, new way to halat. It's very important if we are to develop our country. The last word is equality. We must close the gap between rich and poor. We must end regionalism. We must end division on religion. We must end tribalism. Gambia is the smallest country in mainland Africa. 3 million people. I think that's smaller than Washington State. It's smaller than Seattle. If we divide ourselves in that small nation, how can we ever develop? So that's why we said equality is very important. So that is very important for nation building. We must see ourselves as Gambians first. So just so you know, this is what forms Unite. Unite for nation, integrity, transformation, and equality. We have built a political party in the shortest possible time. And like Ebrima said, I second that and I approve that. By September, inshallah, we will be the biggest political party in the Gambia. And by December 5th, inshallah, we will win these elections. We do not just brag about it, we've done the work. And even while we are here, people are doing the work on the ground. We will structure in 54 constituencies, 8 regions, 120 wards, and 1,900 villages across the length and breadth of the Gambia. In a short few months, we have done a youth congress, women congress, national congress, constituency congress, ward congresses, regional congresses. We have selected leaders of every background, of every gender, of every age. Unite today is the face of the Gambia. It represents a nation yearning for development, a nation hungry for prosperity. But to prosper, number one, we must build an economy of opportunity. Too many Gambians leave home because opportunities are limited. Our objective is to make migration a choice, not a necessity. Unite will create jobs through private sector growth, support small and medium-sized businesses, modernize agriculture, fisheries, and tourism, invest in technology and digital economy, equip young people with marketable skills. Economic success should be measured by improvements in people's daily lives. Every Gambian should believe they can build a successful future at home in the Gambia. The diaspora, our greatest development partner, or as we like to say, the 8th region of the Gambia. You are now the biggest contributor to the Gambian economy. Last year, the diaspora sent back home $1 billion. Can you imagine? the diaspora sent back home last year $1 billion. And I dare say the people of Seattle are one of the biggest, or if not the biggest contributor among the diaspora. This contributes, I'll come to that. This contributes 30% of our gross domestic product, bigger than tourism, agriculture, services. However, more must be done to make sure the diaspora feel like they're included in Gambia's future. Number one, making investment in the Gambia easier and more secure. Number two, draw expertise from the diaspora professionals abroad. Number four, strengthen diaspora participation in national development, including voting in all elections and having representation in the House of Parliament. We don't see the diaspora as people who left. We see you as an indispensable part of the Gambia's future. Sometimes, like I'm staying at Ebrima Dampha's house, and I've visited many of you, I think to myself, why do these people, as comfortable as their life is, still worry and wonder about Gambia? A lot of them have naturalized, they have families here, they have lives here. But that speaks to the kind of people you are. As much as you have prospered, you haven't forgotten the people you left behind. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. If not for you, Gambia would not exist today. I dare say that. The other item which Gambia is suffering from the most is competent leadership and good governance. I always say, Adama Barrow is not governing Gambia, he's drifting. Every day he goes into office, he just makes it up. There's no plan. They just ask each other, what can we do today so people can say we are working? It is evident. Take, for example, the Nawek crisis we are facing. When President Barrow came into office, true, Gambia always had a power crisis. But there was no plan for the future. It was only short-term measures, political expediency. They signed a contract with Senelec. They relied on the pending OMPG project, which is the dam electricity, which comes from Guinea. They shut off all local generators and depended solely on outsourced or imported power. A country with no energy security. So, I leave you with this quote. History is written by people who choose to act together. We have already built something extraordinary. Now let us finish the journey together. Let us build a Gambia where our children stay because opportunity exists, where institutions are stronger than individuals, and where politics once again becomes a force for national progress. Together we will deliver competent change. Thank you, God bless you, God bless the chapter, and God bless the Gambia.
You're listening to Bitilo with Mfali Federa.